Hello, this is Janet Dufek. Today I'm going to share with you the last module in our promotion and tenure process overview. This module will focus on the application process with sort of, as I said previously, the 30,000 foot view, some detail or some overview but not exquisite detail, and then I will close with some additional resources. So let's start with the non-tenure track promotion application process. And what I'd like to do is first of all share the timeline with considering that this is an applicant going up for promotion for academic year 22-23. So not this upcoming or current year, but the subsequent year. So the first critical date is January of 2022. At this time, the candidate should be having conversations with their department chair such that the department chair is aware of the candidate's intent to complete the promotion or to go through the promotion process. By March of 2022, if in fact external reviewers are required for your unit, those names should be submitted to the department chair. Now, some units do not require external reviews for non-tenure track promotion, so please refer to your unit-specific procedures as to the guidelines and also the definition. In some cases, external reviewers are defined as those external to the institution, and in other cases they are defined as those external to the department and or school or college. So once again, I reiterate, please check with your unit-specific procedures. During the summer of 2022, the candidate should be preparing their dossier, and I'll talk a little bit more in detail about what goes into that dossier in just a little while. The dossier is due for completion by September 15th of the year of 2022. And then, again, considering 2022-23, from September to December of 2022, the dossier is reviewed by the department chair, and by the school or college review committee. And recommendations are submitted at each of those levels. By December 15th of 2022, the dossier, complete with all the recommendations from the previous committees, is due to the dean. The dean then submits their recommendation by January 15th of 2023 to the Office of Faculty Affairs and the Executive Vice President and Provost. If in fact this is a successful application, then promotion becomes effective July 1 of 2023. Okay, the tenure track promotion and tenure application process is slightly different as it has one additional key step. So again, we'll consider that same time frame, academic year 2022-23, so not this current academic year, but the next year. Once again, the same sort of start to the process, where in January of 2022, the applicant should be in conversation with the department chair, looking at the timeline and indicating intent to go through the tenure and promotion process. By March 20 of 22, specifically, the candidate should submit a list of 4 external reviewer names to their department chair. These are not to be collaborators. They're not to be anyone that you have conflicts with. Shouldn't be your big sister or little brother. These should be people who would be knowledgeable of your work or creative activity, but someone that you have not collaborated with. The chair is required to choose at least 2 of the individuals that are submitted by the applicant, and then the chair chooses 2 additional external reviewers. They may select all 4 names that the candidate has submitted. There's the time in March 2022 that the dean should be communicating the intent of the applicants to go up for promotion and tenure to the Office of Faculty Affairs. In summer of 2022, the applicant should be preparing their dossier. Again, in just a little bit, I'll go through the details of what that looks like. The chair is also soliciting external review letters at this time, and from August faculty, when 9-month faculty are back, through September of 2022, the dossier is reviewed by the department committee, the department chair, and the college or school committee. The dean's review then, and then it flows up the pipeline to the dean. And the dean's review is due to the Office of Faculty Affairs by, in this calendar year, October 7th of 2022. It's always the first Friday in October. From October through December of 2022, the dossiers are reviewed by the University Senate Promotion and Tenure Committee. In January of 2023, the provost submits or completes their review and their recommendation to the university president. The president then reviews the document, the recommendation of the provost, and determines their decision. The president's decision is communicated to the candidate, and this is typically in the last week of January, based upon the course load and such. Now, in March 2023, at the Board of Regents meetings, the regents will review all of the applications for promotion or promotion and tenure, and they will vote on their decisions. If successful, the promotion or promotion and tenure becomes official on July 1 of 2023. Now, a little bit about the application process and where this dossier goes and what consists of, what's the dossier consists of, and so on. So there's a faculty management system, which we've termed UNLV Folio. And this is the software interface where your materials will be placed. The elements that the candidate provides include a Faculty 180 Vita. That's just what it's called within UNLV Folio. So you will be submitting or entering your critical information, and Folio generates a standard Faculty Vita. You are to submit your impact statement, which previously was called the candidate statement, your curriculum vita, any external waiver, the external waiver release, identifying whether you choose to waive or retain your right to view the external review files, and your research or creative activity portfolio. Teaching evaluations are uploaded in Folio, as well as a brief synopsis describing the applicant, and I believe it's something like 3 sentences or less. And then finally, any additional support materials. Specific units request certain types of information. This may be samples of scholarly work or creative work or other ancillary materials. Now, relative to UNLV bylaw 3.6.4, you have the opportunity to track your progress. And in fact, this new bylaw, which was instituted first year in 2021-22, the candidate must be notified if a negative recommendation is made. So the department chair notification will come about if either the department committee or the department chair's recommendation is negative. A dean's notification will come about if the college or school committee or the dean's recommendation is negative. And then finally, a provost notification will come about if the university recommendation is negative. And these notifications are the outcome and the level only where there may have been negative recommendations. There is never to be disclosure of the vote that was taken. The candidate signs a document whether or not to waive their external review letters. That's the waiver document that's uploaded in Folio. And remember, the entire process is confidential. Committee members sign an acknowledgement of confidentiality, and if you suspect a breach in confidentiality, whether you're a committee member or the applicant, please contact the Office of Faculty Affairs as soon as possible. Oops, sorry, confidentiality. Some resources that are available for you. The Office of Faculty Affairs website has numerous documents. There's information for candidates, there's the Tenure and Promotion Guide, there are policies for the tenure track faculty, policies for non-tenure track faculty, best practices for promotion and tenure, mid-tenure and mid-promotion processes, and also UNLV folio support. So there are several instructional videos or short documents that educate you on how to interact with the folio software. We also often hold folio training sessions on campus during the course of the academic year. So those are all resources for you. So in summary, we have gone through several promotion and tenure modules. There was a brief introduction. The first module was the promotion tenure process. The second module was the concept of tenure. The third module, standards for evaluation. And this fourth and final module, the application process and resources. Now these are available for you to view or review at any time within Web Campus. So once again, I thank you for attending to this new faculty orientation information. I believe I failed to put my email address on previous thank you slides, so it is here right now. Feel free to reach out to me at janet.dufek@unlv.edu or to anyone on our faculty affairs team at facultyaffairs@unlv.edu. You can also phone our office at 702-895-3496. I just thought I'd share with you in closing, Rebels make it happen. So this is a shot from our one of our 4 spring 2021 commencement exercises that was held out of doors at Sam Boyd Stadium. This particular ceremony was graduate students from 2020 and graduate students from 2021. And here I am at commencement, all appropriately masked up. So again, thank you.